Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Math Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. So I'm going to show you faster method to determine the range of several functions, okay, without necessarily drawing the graph, okay? So remember, these are just faster methods, all right, so that it'll be like a quick method so that for you to determine the range without necessarily drawing the graph. Okay, before I proceed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first person to know. All right, so we'll quickly get into this. This is going to be a very short video. So the first function I'm going to talk about is the quadratic function. Okay, so I have a video already on the quadratic equation and how to find quadratic equation and the rest of it. So please go to my playlist on quadratic equation with Terry in 10 minutes. I have talked about several concepts about quadratic equation, how to factorize, how to solve, and find the vertex, how to sketch. So please go back and have a look. But here, I'm only interested in how do you find the range. And I also told you that the general form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. So how do you find the range? The first thing you do to find the range is that you have to rewrite it. You write the quadratic equation in the complete the square form. And I also have a video, okay? I have a video series on how to find the complete the square. So please go back and have a look. Then after you've rewritten this, the next thing you then have to do is that you then have to do the analysis. That is, you find the range doing the analysis, okay? So how do you find the range? So the first thing you do is that if A, okay, if A is greater than 0, so the A I'm referring to is from the complete square form. So because in the complete square form, it's going to look like this: A into bracket x plus b squared plus c. Are you seeing it? So now if this A you have is greater than 0, so that means the range is going to be what? Y is greater or equal to c. Now, but if this A is less than 0, all right, if the A is less than 0, the range will be Y will be less than or equal to what? C. All right. So let's pick an example here. So let's assume we have this question and we're told that we have, let's say, x squared plus 4x plus 10. And you were told to find the range. The same thing, we apply the complete square form. So I showed you how to find the complete square form for any quadratic equation, trinomials when A is equal to 1, when A is not equal to 1, and also using the formula method to find the complete square. All right. So I'm going to use when A is equal to 1 method here. So it's going to be x, you open a bracket, you put squared, you put the sign here. 4 divided by 2 will give you 2 minus 2 squared plus 10. So this is going to give us x plus 2 squared minus 4 plus 10. And it's going to give us x plus 2 squared plus 6. Now this is the complete square form. So but what is the range, okay? What is the range? How do you find the range? So if you go back, if A is greater than 0, it will be Y is greater or equal to C. So the A we have here is 1, is greater than 0, so that the range will be Y is greater or equal to what? 6. Okay, now that is that for that. The next one I'm going to talk about is the rational functions. Okay, when you are given rational functions and you are told to find the range. Okay, you're given a rational function and you are told to find the range. So let's do this. So I have also a series on rational functions. So please go back and look at rational function. I also showed you how to sketch rational functions as well. So, but for this, so let's assume we have k over ax plus b plus c, all right? And you are told to find the range for this, okay? Regardless, okay? Because we know, if you remember the domain, when we talked about domain for this, we know that for this domain, ax plus b cannot be 0. So that therefore this can never be 0. All right. So that therefore the range will be, depending the question, it could be any real numbers, it could be depending what you have, but the range for sure for this, y will never be equal to c, because k over x plus b can never be 0. So because this whole fraction here can never be 0, therefore y will be equal to c. So please go back and watch my video on domain and the domain issues. So one of the things I told you is that for domain, that you can never have a number dividing it by 0. So because you can now have a number dividing by 0, so that means the whole fraction here can never be 0. Okay, so for example, if you have y is equal to 3 divided by 2x plus 7 and plus 8. And you were told to find a range for this, okay? We were told to find the range. Now the range the range is y, which is the output. The y is going to be all member of all real numbers except when y was not equal to what? 8. So that means y can have any value, all real numbers, but y can never be equal to what? 8. All right. So you need to just go. So when you're looking at rational function, the range is never equal to the constant outside the what? The fractional part of the rational function. Now the next part is I'll go to number 3, trigonometry. So when you have a question that has a trigonometry, okay, when it's a trigonometric function, what do? So let's assume it could be different forms of trigonometry. It could be sine, it could be cosine, but I'm going to just use sine and cosine here just as an example. So if you have a sine x plus b, okay, or you can have a cos x plus b, it does not really matter, all right? Y is equal to a cos x plus b. So for example, you're having y is equal to sine 30, okay? So here the a is 1 and the b is what? 0, okay? Now, in this case now, if you're told to find the range, okay, the range for this is always equal to minus a plus b is greater or equal to y, but less than or equal to what? A plus b, okay? So minus a plus b is less than or equal to y. So it's greater than or equal to y, but less than or equal to a plus b. So let's say we have sine 30, or let's make it interesting, 2 sine 30 plus 5. And we were told to find the range for this. Okay, the range for this will be, our a here is what? 2. So the a is equal to 2, and the b is what? 5. So it's going to be minus 2 plus 5 less than equal to y, sorry, greater than equal to y, less than equal to what? 2 plus 5. So the range for this, minus 2 plus 5 will give you 3, less than equal to y, greater than equal to y, less than equal to 7. And that will be the answer for this. And that will be the possible answers you will get here, okay? So you can use this, you can use the formula, minus a plus b is greater than equal to y, but less than equal to what? A plus b. Let me add maybe 2 more functions for this. All right, so let's say, let's add exponential functions, for instance. So for exponential functions, and you were told to find the range. So we know exponential functions. I have a video as well on exponential functions, and I also showed you how to sketch exponential functions. But assuming you have these exponential functions and you were told to find the range is always equal to the y is greater than what? A. Okay? For exponential functions, the y is always greater than what? A. So for example, if you have y is equal to 3 raised to the power x plus 7, and you were told to find the range, okay? So in this case, the range will be y is all real numbers, okay? Where y is greater than what? 7. And that is it. So that's for exponential function. So the range is always greater than the constant added to the exponential function. Then the last one that we'll talk about, this is number what? Number 4. The last one is what we call the square root function. So you have the square root function. So for a square root function now, and you are told to find the range, let's assume we have a square root of y is equal to square root of ax plus b, then plus c, okay? So the square root is only for ax and b, okay? And you are told to find the range, all right? The range is going to be y is greater or equal to what? C, all right? So that means if, for instance, you have y is equal to square root of 3x plus 5 plus 7, what will be the range? So remember the domain issue for square roots, that you can't have negative. I've dealt with that, but in this video, I'm just talking about the range only. So the range for this is going to be y is greater or equal to what? 7, the value you have here. If, for instance, you had here to be minus 7, it's going to be y is greater or equal to what? Minus 7. And that is it. Okay? So the reason why I'm adding this video here is that so that just in case you're struggling with sketching the graph, determining where the range of values are and the rest of it, you can use this. Okay, it's a quadratic function. You just convert it to complete the square form and look at the value for c, and y is greater than or equal to c if a is greater than 0, and if a is less than 0, it's less than or equal to c. If it's a rational function, the range can never be equal to c. Determine if it's a real numbers or anything, but the range can never be equal to what? C. Because like I told you, for rational function, you can never get a fraction to be equal to what? 0. Then for trigonometry, it's going to be minus a plus b is greater than y and less than or equal to what? A plus b. If it's an exponential function, the range is always greater than what? Greater than a. And for square root function, the range is always greater than what? Or equal to what? C. And that is that for that. All right. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and if, for instance, there are other topics you want me to talk about, just send me an email, and I'll make new videos for it as I did for this as well, and add it to the previous videos. Is that all right? All right. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. So I'll see you soon.